Chapter 1.4.1.8 Downward API. The Downward API in Kubernetes allows containers to access information about themselves or the cluster without using the Kubernetes client or API server. It provides two ways to expose pod and container fields to a running container, as environment variables or as files in a Downward API volume. This feature is particularly useful for containers that need to access specific information, such as a unique identifier, without being tightly coupled to Kubernetes. It helps maintain low coupling and reduces the need for tedious workarounds like wrapping applications. Available fields. The text discusses the availability of Kubernetes API fields through the Downward API. It explains that some pod-level fields can be passed using FieldRef, while some container-level fields can be passed using resource FieldRef. The available fields through FieldRef include metadata.name, metadata.namespace, metadata.uid, metadata.annotations, and metadata.labels. On the other hand, the available fields through resource FieldRef include limits and requests for resources such as CPU, memory, huge pages, and ephemeral storage. The text also mentions that certain information, such as service account name, node name, host IP, pod IP, and other status information, can be accessed through environment variables but not as Downward API volume FieldRef. Additionally, metadata labels and annotations can be accessed through a Downward API volume FieldRef, but not as environment variables. If CPU and memory limits are not specified for a container, the kubelet defaults to exposing the maximum allocatable value for CPU and memory based on the node allocatable calculation. This information is essential for managing resources efficiently in Kubernetes environments.